Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is the 9th of March I believe, and this is Flosstube number 1. So this is my first video, so thank you very much for clicking on it to have a look of what's going on in my life. Just a bit of a background before I begin with all of the stuff that I have to go through. I haven't been stitching for a very long time. I've started stitching when I was quite young, so my mum taught me. I had to do it at school, so I must have been maybe, I don't know, 12, 13, something like that, and I did my first big piece. Then I kind of stitched a little bit while I was still in high school, and then obviously university happened and all of that had finished because cross stitching is not a cheap kind of hobby to have. I picked it back up probably last year, at the end of last year, so I'm back stitching and it's been 3 months I believe. So I do have a bit of a stash from all of the times that I did actually cross stitch, but I also started to accumulate a few more things this time so that I could kind of build my collection and pick and choose whatever I want to do. So as I say, I'm quite new to all of this. If we're talking, you know, if we're comparing it to all of those floss tubers who've been cross stitching for 25 years and over. So obviously my cross stitching isn't perfect, but I absolutely enjoy it, and that's all that matters really. So a bit of a background, kind of background to the background. I do live in England. I'm not English originally. I'm from Lithuania, but I did come to England to study and then stayed on here for now 7 years I believe. So I've been here for a little while. I'm 25, soon to be 26. I'm 26 in May. I do kind of live here in England. I have a full-time job, so cross stitching is when I can squeeze it in. I try to do it every evening for a couple of hours, maybe from 8 to 10, 8 to 11, and then the weekends are a little bit better. Now the job I do does kind of have varied shifts, so it doesn't mean that my weekend is on a Saturday, Sunday. It could be a Thursday, Friday, that kind of thing. So it really depends what's going on in my other life. But that's it really. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and let's get into it. So I thought I'll start with my whips. I have quite a few. Now the place where I'm filming isn't perfectly suited for laying out stuff in front of me, so if I have to turn around and pick something off the floor or turn around and pick something from the desk, that's just because I don't have anything else in front of me. Also, I do apologise about the lighting. It is 8 o'clock in the evening, so the lighting isn't great. I do have a light here on the side, that's why my face looks so oily. It is what it is, I can't do much about it, but I promise you it's not. Right, so my whips. I'll start with kind of the latest whip that I've been working on the last 3 days, 2-3 days. It's something I'm doing in secret. It's a gift to my friend. Now my friend owns a nail salon, and it's a 10-year anniversary this year since opening it up, so I wanted to do something special for her, and I found the perfect pattern for it. Now I don't have a photo of the actual finished work, I only have a pattern, so, and obviously I can't show it on the screen, so I'm gonna try to show it quickly from far so you can at least kind of get what it's all about. Here it is. So you basically have some nail polishes dotted at the bottom, and then you have this beautiful lady at the top showing off her nails, holding a nail polish, and it just says Rouge Mode. This pattern is from a French book that my friend lent it to me, so I made a copy from her book. It's a beautiful book. I wish I could have bought it myself, but I cannot find it for the life of me anywhere, so I've just got to work off of my friend's book. So I've started it a few days ago, and this is where I am at the moment. Ooh, the light's not the greatest. So at the bottom I've got all the nail polishes. You know, there's some on this side, I believe. Oh no, that's it. It just says A. It's got an A letter here that's covered by the Q-snap, and then all of the polishes down here. I absolutely love the colour of this. Now the only thing with this pattern, what I don't particularly like, all of these bottles are exactly the same. So it's repeating the same pattern 2, 3, 4, 5 times basically. That's the only negative, but it looks beautiful, and I love how they have the little white dot there to represent the glare. I love that. And then at the top here, that's the dress for a lady that I've been working on today. It's absolutely beautiful. Bit of a close-up for you. It's got some shading in here, which is beautiful. And then her hand will be holding a nail polish. Now that's the needle minder that I got from Denkai Designs, I believe, on Etsy. She's got her own Flosstube, which is amazing, and elephants are my favorite animals. I've got a necklace that's an elephant. I've got tattoos, all elephants. I love elephants. Anyway, that's off topic. Absolutely adore this fabric. So this is kind of like a peachy fabric. This is even weight, 28 count even weave that I got from Lakeside Needlecrafts, I believe. The smallest piece that they do is fat quarter, I believe, and that was too big for this piece, so I still have some fabric left over, which is amazing. So I'm trying to work on this. I'll probably be working on it tonight for a couple of hours, and then all day tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Sunday, so hopefully I might get this finished and then framed, and the next time I go for my nail appointment I can hand this over, and my friend Sarah will be able to put it up in her salon. I absolutely love this. So that's the current whip. The next thing I have in my rotation is a Hade, Heaven and Earth Designs. Now a bit of a prehistory. This is the first design that I ever purchased from Heaven and Earth Designs, and I absolutely fell in love with it. When I saw it, I thought it was an amazing representation of my life and my relationships, current relationships. So this is what I'm currently stitching on. This is Love is in the Air by Josephine Wall. Oh, so sorry about the glare and the actual light. But here we are. It's absolutely stunning. Look at all of these colours at the bottom. Ah, I love this. This is what got me, the colours, these colours at the bottom. I believe there's another design where it's only a lady by herself. It's not a disco ball. I don't think there's anything in the background. It's just like a similar background to this without the disco ball. And she's on her own, but she's got the same dress. That's a beautiful design too. But that's got me. It's quite a big design. So 500 stitches by 675. So for me, at least, that's big. And this is my first kind of very big project. This chart has 90 colours, so I did get all of the floss and started working on this at the beginning of February, I believe, and I will show you where I am. So currently at this stage I have done 2 pages, and the plan is to do one page a month. Also, the plan is, if I'm on holiday, annual leave, anything like that, if I get extra days for some odd reason, I'll try to work on this. So I had a 1 week off last week, so I worked on it. And then I'm having 2 weeks off at the beginning of April, I believe. So this will be my main project to work on. So any extra days I dedicated for this, plus about 10 days each month to get 1 page done a month. So currently it's a big piece of fabric, I have to tell you. So currently I've got 2 pages. Where are we? Oh, goodness, oh, that's a big piece. Right, I do part my threads, and I do have waist knots. so it may not be incredibly presentable, but hopefully you can still see through it and see what it's all about. Right, let me just put it to the side. Right, so let me just show you. Ooh, this is where I am at the moment. So I've got one page here and the second page there. Right, I have to tell you, all of these flickery bits that come off from the main disco ball, oh goodness me. The problem is, this is just the beginning. All of the other pages leading up to this, and there's another something like 6-8 pages here on the first row, is going to be just that, just blue and all of these flickery bits. It's so hard to do because it's just little by little and you keep having to park your thread so either very far away or have to cut it off and start again. Quite tough. And then this part here, oh, lighting isn't great. That part there of the disco ball where the pink starts, oh, that's so confetti heavy. That's very confetti heavy. Still got it done, got it sorted, but it is quite hard to work on. I do keep, well, I've started keeping track of how many hours I put into working on each project, how many days I work on it. I've started it with this Haid, and now I'm continuing it. So I'll have a look at in a moment, and I can show you and tell you how long I've dedicated for this. It's not taking, this is, oh, by the way, this is a 25 count even wave. It's not taking as long as I thought it would be. Mainly because when I do stitch it, I do 10 stitch. So I think that's making it much easier. Also, when I do stitch this, I try to concentrate a lot and dedicate quite a bit of time for this. So it's been quite okay. I did have to frog a few times, and frogging on a 25 count, let me tell you, that's just a no. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But that's with my Haid. Let me put it all back up. Right. I can let you know how long it's taken me. So the first page, to finish the first page, it's taken me 44.5 hours. To finish the second page, it's taken me 52.5 hours. So obviously second page had more confetti, so that's why it's taken me a bit longer. I started this on the 8th of February. So it's definitely not been long since I've been working on it. My next project is the project that I've started in December, middle December. This is what got me back to cross stitching. This is the piece that I started kind of my love again for cross stitch. That's a kit that I bought in Hobbycraft, because this is what you do when you want to go back to your crafting. You go to Hobbycraft or whatever you have next door and purchase what you can find, because you can't wait to order it online. Probably overpay, but you know, priorities, right? So this is what I am stitching. This is what I have in my rotation. Oh, sorry about the glare, but you can still see what the project is. I love these elephants, and again, I absolutely adore elephants, so can't wait to work on these. At the moment, I've started in the middle, and I'm so there's 4 pages. There's one here, here, and here. So currently, I believe, let me have a look. I'm stitching this giraffe here, somewhere from around here going up that way, I believe. This isn't my priority. At the beginning I did spend quite a bit of time on this, but afterwards, you know, it's not my priority. I have other things that I tend to pick up on, but this is something I definitely want to get done at some point. I'm hoping to get this done and gift it to potentially my mum. Right, this is on 18 count Ada. I bought Ada because I didn't like the quality of the one that was in the actual kit. So this is where I am. I'm not even halfway through the first page, so, but you can definitely see a giraffe is there. I love these colours here. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Love it. So that's in the rotation. Right, let me just put that away. I worked on this quite a bit when I was on annual leave in January, I believe, after Christmas. That's this one. Right. Oh, most of my projects are in these pouches that I got from Asda, from a supermarket. I believe they're like £1 each, and that quite works out well for me. The next project that I'm working on at the moment is a pattern I got off of Etsy, I believe. Now, please excuse the looks of this cover page, but I did kind of trash it. That's how I work. I make a copy and then I absolutely destroy it. So, if any of you watched any Studio Ghibli animated movies, you will know what this is. So, oh my goodness, the glare. So you have, we've got Totoro here, and then all other characters are within him. So you've got two little flames here. I don't think this one was in the actual animated series, in the animated film, but I suppose they had to have 2 ears, so they made it into this. This was the character that was in it. Then you have the umbrella, you have the no face, you have the actual dragon. I can't remember what these are called, but they're like forest, not fairies, forest souls or something like that. I don't think I've seen this yet. So at the moment, I'm somewhere around here. So I've done the umbrella, these two little guys here. I've done him. So what I'm going to be working next on, I've done the clouds. So the next part will be this here, this band all the way here. Now I am doing this on 28 count even weave. And this was my first time working on even weave. So the start wasn't so great, but by the time I got into it, I absolutely loved it. I'm also adding beads to this. I've added some at the top, but now I'm thinking I'll probably wait until I finish the whole thing, wash it, iron it, and then put the beads on. I watched a Flosstube recently. I cannot remember who it was by. My apologies. If you do know, you can leave a link or comment it down below. But one Flosstuber said that the actual invisible thread that she'd used to attach beads to had melted when she ironed it. So all of the beads had come off, and I just don't want that to happen. So I'm going to wait and do cross stitch first and then add the beads. So I do apologise, it doesn't look the nicest. I did grid it with a thread, so. We have got two little guys at the top. I've put some Swarovski crystals on there. That's just what I had in my stash, and I thought they suited very well. Then we've got the umbrella. The little clouds, I've put some pearls in the clouds, and the no face. So the little cat was quite hard to do, I won't lie, it was a bit of a challenge, but you know, work with what you've got and work your way through it. So as I say, this is my first time working on even wave, so it was a learning curve. I had to figure it out counting. So this is 3/2. I don't particularly like working on 28 count because I do have to use 3 threads to have the coverage that I want. and that absolutely bothers me. I hate working with 3 threads. That's exactly what I'm doing with the nail salon one as well, 3/2. I hate working with 3 threads. I absolutely hate it. They tangle up and they don't lay flat as I want them to. It just doesn't work. My last whip so far is I am doing Lakeside Needlecrafts website's Asian Sal. So this is just the cover. And I believe there's already 2 parts that have come out, these 2 here. All I've done so far is, well, I've started on the border. However, the Ada, oh, excuse me, the Ada that I'm using is so stiff. I've done everything I thought I could. I washed it, ironed it, soaked it again, ironed it again, and it's still so stiff, so it's not very pleasant to work on. So I've kind of started on the outside border. I've got a long way to go, very long way to go. Also, I don't know what happened, but I may have miscalculated myself. So this is all I have left for the outside edge. So this isn't going to be good enough for a proper framer, so I'll just have to frame it myself. But again, work with what I have. So that's another project. I probably won't be picking this up this month anymore. I did work on this for about 3 days so far this month. And that's it really. That's all of the whips that I currently have. There's quite a few things that I want to start, but I think that will come after I finish the piece for my friend, the nail salon piece. Once that's finished, I can start something new. And then once I'm done with Studio Ghibli one, then I can start a bigger project and it will all roll. I do have a bit of a haul, so this part will be the haul part. Everything is on the desks here, so I kind of have to twist around, so excuse that. Now, what I bought was basically I saved up some money from Christmas time, and I wanted to get everything that I've really been looking at for a little while, had it in my car, in my basket. So I did get a few things, and I have signed up to a few things. So first things first, I got 2 Mill Hill buttons and beads kits, which I've wanted for so long. I believe I wanted something like this when I was even younger, when I started cross stitching, but obviously I was too young. So the first one is this one here, which is the latte kit. It's in a perforated paper, but I absolutely love it, and all of the beads and everything's at the back. And then to match that one, I got cappuccino. I can't wait to stitch these. And I just think they look absolutely amazing put together. So these are the 2. Then I signed up to an auto ship program through patchworkrabbit.co.uk, I believe. They do this system where you can sign up for monthly releases, and they just auto ship it for you, which is amazing. What I got this time is Jack Frost's Tree Farm by Little House Needleworks. So this is the first, oh my goodness, what a glare. Let me just take that out because I don't think you can see anything. This is the first part. I'm not planning on starting these anytime soon. I've got a few other things that I want to start first. So I'll probably be collecting these as they come out each month, and then start it somewhere towards the end of the year or something along the lines of. So this is what it is. Cover from the glare. My apologies about the light. It's definitely not the best. I do love it, and that will be a nice project to work on. I'm thinking kind of light pale green linen or something like that for this project. and I'm thinking of potentially making this into a pillow. So this is what I have signed up for, and this is the first part that I received. Next, I got another kit that I've been looking at for a very long time, and I got this from soandso.co.uk. This is a Russian pattern, which is this Christmas mousse. Yes, Christmas mousse. And it's got everything in this. It's got the canva, which is 8, I believe. It's got some beads, because there's a line here that needs beading just over here. It's got all of these here inserted as well, so I'm very excited. This is by Panna. I'm really excited for this. It was £25, I believe, on So&So, so not too bad. The next thing I got was some fabric. I got a lot of threads as well to kit up different patterns that I've got, but I probably won't be showing the threads too much. So I found this pattern online. I believe it's a free pattern, which is this one here. My apologies, I've been ill last week, still am. This is the pattern, and if anybody's interested, I can leave details down below. Let me just cover it. So here we are. It's a beautiful pattern. I absolutely adore the little people that I hear. Look at these two dancing on the side. I just love this. I saw different ways of how people have finished these. I saw it finished with a bit of trim on the side, pink trim in a round circle shape to put under your flowers or something like that. I saw this finished as a pillow. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. I kind of imagine it being a pillow, but I'm not sure. So these are all the threads that I got. These are all the called for threads. All DMC, beautiful colours, all pinks and kind of purpley, purple colours really. And then for the fabric, I got, oh god, let me think. I think this is antique white 28 count Brittany even weave. Here it is. It's beautiful colour. I absolutely love antique white. I prefer that, so that's the fabric. Nothing fancy, but yes, I'm quite tempted to start this and finish it as a pillow, as I say, but who knows. I don't think I'll be starting this anytime soon. I'm not too sure. There's a few other things that I would rather start before I go ahead with this, but you can never know. Needs must. Right, so this is the fabric that I got for the nail polish piece, and this is the leftover that I had. Now I also got a pattern from Barbara Anna Designs, and I'm 100% sure that most of you have seen this before. Let me see if I can see when it was released. 2013, copyright 2013. So most of you will have seen this. So this is Let It Snow by Barbara Anna Designs. Here you are. It's absolutely, excuse me, it's absolutely beautiful, and I think it's going to be a quick stitch, so I needed more of a quick stitches rather than full cover designs, full coverage designs. Now I saw one of the Russian cross stitches doing this on Flosstube. Ooh. Half of my stuff just dropped. Anyway, and she used 32 count raw Belfast linen with red polka dots, which I fell in love with. It looked amazing with that fabric. So I did exactly the same thing. I got exactly the same fabric. Here we are. I got this from So&So. And I think I'll have quite a bit left over from this piece. That's the fabric. Oh. And then I got all the floss, but I'm not going to show that because I can actually. It's quite, you know, reds and browns and whites. I'm very excited. This will probably be my next piece that I start after I finish the nail polish design. I love this. Right. Next piece I really want to do. I don't know where I've seen this. I must have saw this on Flosstube. Must have seen this on Flosstube. Potentially. Now I am obsessed with Red Riding Hood. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I am obsessed. I have a tattoo here on my shoulder that's Red Riding Hood. I'm just obsessed with it. It was my favourite fairy tale when I was little, and my mum would read it to me all the time. And I just absolutely fell in love with this pattern. It's primitive, but I absolutely fell in love with it. And that's by the primitive hair. I got this off of Etsy. Beautiful. I didn't want to do it on a simple linen. I kind of wanted to be winter-like because there's some snowflakes in the actual pattern. So I got this. I think this is 32 count Belfast linen with white dots, which I think will look amazing with this, hopefully. If not, I'll have to sort something out. And then I got some threads, which I believe it requires 8 skeins of threads, so it's not too bad. Now, the next thing I got. So, unfortunately, I was too late to sign up for monthly auto ship delivery for Country Cottage Needleworks Glitter Village. So I just keep buying one by one from Patchwork Rabbit. Love that website. So currently I've got 4. Right, so let me just show you each house as they go. So I have, this is the first house, and then the second one, third one, and the 4th one. I love this one, especially the little reindeer here at the bottom. Now the only problem I have, I don't know how that happened, but I misread the DMC requirements potentially and missed one colour off. So I'm waiting for that to be delivered, for that one skein to be delivered on Amazon, but that will happen. Now the actual pattern requires, I believe, 32 count raw silver linen. Now I could not find that in England anywhere. So the best I could find was the 32 count opalescent raw linen. So this is what I got. It's not exactly what I would have liked. I would have loved raw silver. That was my dream fabric, but I can't justify paying shipping from America, which is probably about £10-15 plus the fabric cost just to get that one fabric. And this is, I think, excuse me, and this is, I think, is as good. It's opalescent, so the glitter is different coloured glitter, whereas with the raw silver one, it's got a silver thread going through it, so it's different glitter, but it's still similar. So that's the fabric. It's beautiful, I love it. And I actually considered maybe keeping this fabric for another secret project, which might happen, but I'll probably reorder the same fabric for that. But I think for Glitter Village this will be perfect. And then obviously I did mention the thread malarkey. So these are all the threads, and then it asked for metallic gold fine braid. So This is something that I'm really considering starting soon, because obviously I can do one house at a time. I don't have to do the full thing straight away, so it might, you know, it's not going to be so pressurized. I find that with different sals I just get so much pressure to actually get it done and finish it on time, and it stresses me out and I panic. And but with this, I feel like this is different for some odd reason. So that's that. And you won't believe this, but last but not least, I've basically bought a pattern, probably in December, so it's not a recent purchase. I saw somebody in Flosstube. I'm so sorry, I'm so bad with names and titles. I never remember those, even in the actual real life. So I'm so sorry, but there was one lady and she showed in one of her Flosstubes her oldest whip, which was 10 years old, and she finally finished it. And it was this. It's Heirloom Christmas Sampler from the Victoria Sampler. It's beautiful. So you have two different versions, colour versions. The one she showed that she's just finished after 10 years is this colour here, which is pinks and teal greys and light greys, which are absolutely beautiful. So this is what I've chosen to go for. Or you can go for the reds, the usual normal reds, greens, and all of those colours. Now the problem is, I paid quite a lot for this pattern already. I bought it from somewhere online. I paid £24.10 for it. So to me, that's quite an expensive pattern. However, it's like a proper book. So it's got step-by-step description. It's got obviously all of these speciality stitches. That's why I wanted this. I want to practice some sort of speciality stitches, and I feel like this is it. Now this calls for all of the silks. I've never stitched and worked with silks, mainly because it's very expensive. But I thought, you know what, this could be the piece. This could be my first piece where I actually dedicate some time to just buy bits, you know, as I go along every month. And I finally did it. I finally got all of the threads. I still have to get fabric, beads, and silk ribbon. So all of the embellishments basically, but the threads are there. Now I couldn't find any, well, I couldn't really find the ones that were called for, so I had to convert them into other silks. I've got two water lilies, Karen water lilies, which are exactly what was called for, so I bought exactly the same thing. Beautiful colours, absolutely stunning. So it's this one is rose quartz, and this one is flagstone, I believe. Yes, beautiful. And then the rest of the colours are mostly cranic. Here we are, pinks and teals and all of those. I've got metallic gold, pearl cottons, and I've done my own conversion, colour conversion into, it's the same colour, just in different silk brands, just mainly because I couldn't find the right ones. The plan is to start this at some point, maybe September-ish, because I feel like this will take a long time. It needs a lot of concentration after the main season at work has been and gone. So I'll work on that. Let me have a look. And that is it, everybody. So it's been quite a long video. What is it, 40 minutes? So as my first video, it's not too bad. I'm thinking of doing these maybe every 2 months or something like that. I would love to talk to you in the comments. This is why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to get into the community because I don't know anybody that lives nearby. I don't know anybody who's cross stitches. So this is really exciting for me, just to work on that, you know, work on these things, share them with you, and just kind of have a chat. I do have my favourite floss tubers, but maybe I'll share that in a different video. One of my favourites is Kyle. If you watch him, you'll know whom I mean. He's amazing. I adore him. But I believe that's it for this video. I'll try not to edit these at all. I just want a proper, you know, sit down, chit chat kind of video, something that's easy to film and something that's not pressurized. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I will probably see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye!